How to read someone's body language. While the key to success in both personal and professional relationships lies in your ability to communicate well, it's not the words that you use, but your nonverbal cues or body language that speak the loudest. Body language can be defined as the nonverbal signals we use to communicate with friends, family members, acquaintances, co-workers, and strangers. From how we move our faces to how we move our bodies, the things we don't say, think, or feel can still be conveyed through those actions, as your gestures, posture, and tone of voice are powerful communication tools. Whether at work or out with friends, the body language of the people around you speaks volumes. It has been suggested that body language constitutes more than 60% of what we communicate. So learning to read the nonverbal cues people send is a valuable skill. Understanding body language is not just important, it is also essential to pay attention to other cues such as context. In many cases, you should look at signals as a group rather than focusing on a single action. Dear future entrepreneurs and moguls, here are 10 ways to read someone's body language. Number 1. Watch the eyes. Commonly referred to as the windows to the soul, the eyes are capable of revealing a lot about what a person is feeling or thinking. As you engage in a conversation with another entity, observing the person's eye movements is an important part of the communication process, as it'll give out some information about the person. The inability to make direct eye contact can indicate boredom, disinterest, or even deceit, especially when someone looks away and to the side. If a person looks down, on the other hand, it often indicates nervousness or submissiveness. Additionally, check for dilated pupils to determine if someone is responding favorably towards you. Number 2. Pay attention to proximity. Proximity is the distance between you and the other person. Pay attention to how close someone stands or sits next to you to determine if they view you favorably. Standing or sitting in close proximity to someone is perhaps one of the best indicators of rapport. On the other hand, if someone backs up or moves away when you move in closer, this could be a sign that the connection is not mutual. Number 3. Observe the hands movements. Gestures can be some of the most direct and obvious body language signals. Waving, pointing, and using the fingers to indicate numerical amounts are all very common and easy to understand gestures. Look for particular hand signals, such as the other person putting their hands in their pockets or hand on hand. This can indicate anything from nervousness to outright deception. Unconscious pointing indicated by hand gestures can also speak volumes. When making hand gestures, a person will point in the general direction of the person they share an affinity with. This nonverbal cue is especially important to watch for during meetings and when interacting in groups. Number 4. Watch the other person's feet. The reason people unintentionally communicate nonverbal messages is because they are usually so focused on controlling their facial expressions and upper body positioning that important clues are revealed via the feet. When standing or sitting, the person will generally point their feet in the direction they want to go. So if you notice that someone's feet are pointed in your direction, this can be a good indication that they have a favorable opinion of you. In addition, if someone appears to be engaged in conversation with you where their feet are pointing in the direction of someone else, it's likely he or she would rather talk to that person, regardless if the upper body cues suggest otherwise. Number 5. Observe the head movement. The speed at which a person nods their head when you are speaking indicates their level of patience or lack of in most cases. Slow nodding indicates that the person is interested in what you are saying and wants you to continue talking. Fast nodding indicates the person has heard enough and wants you to finish speaking or give him or her a turn to speak. Tilting the head sideways during a conversation can be a sign of interest in what the other person is saying. Tilting the head backward can be a sign of suspicion or uncertainty. People also point with the head or face at people they are interested in or share an affinity with. Number 6. See if the other person is copying you. Mimicking someone involves mirroring the other person's body language. When interacting with a person, check to see if the person mirrors your behavior. For example, if you are sitting at a table with someone and rest an elbow on the table, wait 10 seconds to see if the other person does the same. A common mirroring gesture involves taking a sip of a drink at the same time. If someone mimics your body language, this is a very good sign that he or she is trying to establish a rapport with you. Try changing your body posture and see if the other person changes theirs immediately. Number 7. Observe the posture. Posture can convey a lot of information about how a person is feeling, as well as hints about their personality, such as whether the person is confident, open, or submissive. Sitting up straight, for example, may indicate that a person is focused and paying attention to what's going on. Sitting with the body hunched forward, on the other hand, can imply that the person is bored or indifferent. Open posture involves keeping the trunk of the body open and exposed. This type of posture indicates friendliness, openness, and willingness. Closed posture involves hiding the trunk of the body, often by hunching forward and keeping the arms and legs crossed. This type of posture can be an indicator of hostility, unfriendliness, and anxiety. Number 8. Examine the position of the arms. A person's arms can be seen as the doorway to the body and the self. When someone crosses their arms while interacting with you, it is usually seen as a non-inviting posture. Crossed arms can also indicate anxiety, vulnerability, or a closed mind. If crossed arms are accompanied by a genuine smile and overall relaxed posture, then it can indicate a confident and relaxed attitude. When someone places their hands on their hips, it is typically used to exert dominance and power. Clasping the hands behind the back might indicate that a person is feeling bored, anxious, or even angry. Rapidly tapping fingers or fidgeting can be a sign that a person is bored, impatient, or frustrated. Crossed legs can indicate that a person is feeling closed off or in need of privacy. Number 9. Observe the mouth. The way we articulate words and the type of vocabulary we use can also be essential in reading body language, as mouth expressions and movements give to others the thoughts and emotions we feel at the moment. For example, chewing on the bottom lip may indicate that the individual is experiencing feelings of worry, fear, or insecurity. Covering the mouth may be an effort to be polite if the person is yawning or coughing, but it may also be an attempt to cover up a frown of disapproval. Number 10. Take a look at the ornaments worn. Clothes, bracelets, backpacks, hairstyles are all extensions of one's body language. Not only do certain colors and styles send specific signals to others, how we interact with those accessories is also telling. Furthermore, our clothes tend to be an extension of our personality. They will tell people who we are, where we come from, and what we care about in life. Additionally, they also reflect how we feel about ourselves and how we view ourselves. In conclusion, from how we move our faces to how we move our bodies, the things we don't say, think, or feel can still be conveyed through those actions. As your gestures, posture, and tone of voice are powerful communication tools, understanding body language is not just important, it is also essential to pay attention to other cues such as context. In many cases, you should look at signals as a group rather than focusing on a single action. The end. Thank you.